Hi there, my friend. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to Dr. Alicia's MedTalk, your trusted space for real, practical health wisdom designed especially for thriving after 60. Before we dive into today's eye-opening topic, let me share something I'm truly excited about: my brand new ebook, Wisdom Nutrition, a healthy eating guide for seniors. It's packed with the insights and guidance I wish every older adult could access, strategies to feel energized, supported, and vibrant at any age. You'll find the link in the pinned comment, and I promise it's a game changer for your well-being. Now, let's get to the heart of today's topic. I want to ask you a surprising question. Did you know that some vegetables, yes, the very same ones we've believed are healthy all our lives, can actually start to work against us after age 60? It's true. And I'm not talking about processed or unhealthy options. I'm talking about common, fresh vegetables you probably have in your fridge right now. Over the past 15 years, I've worked with thousands of older adults, and one of the patterns I keep seeing is this: most people are still eating as though their bodies haven't aged. They're making food choices based on what worked in their 30s or 40s, not realizing their digestive system, kidneys, and overall metabolism have changed dramatically. A perfect example is Maria, a lovely 68-year-old woman from Guadalajara who called me in distress after a trip to the ER. What was the cause? A salad, yes. A salad she'd been eating daily for months, one that any nutritionist would call super healthy. But here's the hidden truth. After 60, our stomach produces less acid, our intestines slow down, and our kidneys and liver become less efficient at filtering and metabolizing. Some vegetables that were once perfectly fine can now cause bloating, inflammation, nutrient absorption problems, and even kidney stones or blood pressure spikes. The reason you rarely hear this is because the food industry and even many experts continue to give generalized dietary advice that doesn't account for how our bodies evolve with age. That changes today. I'm going to walk you through 7 vegetables that you may want to approach with caution now that you're over 60. For each one, I'll explain why it can become a problem, share real stories from older adults I've helped, and offer you delicious, nutrient-rich alternatives that are much gentler on your digestive system. My goal is not to scare you but to help you adapt, because adaptation is the key to healthy aging. If this message resonates with you, please share it with other older adults you care about. Let's help one another live better, longer, and with more joy. Let's start with the first vegetable, and it's one that surprises almost everyone: raw spinach. Spinach is known as a nutrient powerhouse, full of iron, folate, and antioxidants. But here's the catch. When eaten raw, it can be hard on aging kidneys. Roberto, a 65-year-old from Monterrey, used to blend raw spinach into his smoothies every morning paired with celery, apple, and ginger. A health ritual, right? But after a year, he developed excruciating lower back pain, and doctors discovered kidney stones. The culprit: excess oxalates in raw spinach. Oxalates are natural compounds that can bind with calcium and form crystals. In younger bodies, they're flushed out easily, but after 60, as kidney efficiency declines, oxalates can build up and turn into painful stones. Raw spinach contains up to 750 milligrams of oxalates per 100 grams, that's a lot. And beyond kidney stones, oxalates can also block calcium absorption, something we can't afford to lose as our bones age. The good news: light cooking reduces oxalate levels by up to 40%. Now, Roberto lightly steams his spinach before adding it to his smoothies and has had no more issues. If you want a safer leafy green, try romaine lettuce, steamed baby chard, or use small amounts of cooked spinach. And if you still want spinach in your salads, treat it like a garnish, not the main ingredient. Now, let's talk about celery, that crunchy, hydrating veggie often praised for being just water and fiber. Well, not so fast. Carmen, a 72-year-old client of mine, was eating celery as a snack every day, 3 to 4 big stalks, but her blood pressure, despite medication, began to climb from 138/80ths to 160/95ths. She and her doctor were baffled, until we realized the hidden issue. Celery naturally contains about 88 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams. Multiply that by several stalks and you're unknowingly adding 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium daily, something the kidneys may struggle to process after 60. The extra sodium can raise blood pressure and interfere with common medications, like diuretics or ACE inhibitors. Carmen stopped eating celery, and within 3 weeks, her blood pressure returned to normal without needing a medication change. Some older adults also report headaches or dizziness from celery due to compounds called thal. So what can you enjoy instead? English cucumber is fantastic, low in sodium and refreshing. Raw zucchini sticks, or sweet, fiber-rich jicama are also great swaps. And if you're using celery in soups or stews for flavor, fennel is a gentler alternative with a similar taste but far less sodium. Up next is a big one, raw tomatoes. Yes, the beloved tomato that adds juiciness and color to so many dishes can become an irritant after 60. Esperanza, a 67-year-old from Puebla, was experiencing intense joint pain and swelling in her hands. She had no signs of arthritis, but the discomfort kept her up at night. After looking into her diet, we discovered she was eating 3 to 4 large tomatoes a day at every meal. Tomatoes are part of the nightshade family and contain alkaloids like solanine and tomatine, which can become inflammatory in aging bodies, especially in the joints. After 60, with less digestive enzyme production and gut resilience, these compounds can trigger swelling and pain that mimics arthritis. Also, tomatoes are highly acidic, with a pH around 4.3 to 4.9, which can worsen heartburn and reflux. When stomach acid production declines naturally with age, Esperanza cut out raw tomatoes, and in a month, her hand swelling was gone and her pain improved by 80%. But don't worry, cooked tomatoes are a different story. Cooking neutralizes much of the acidity and alkaloid content. You can also try red bell peppers, grated carrots, or cucumber in salads if you're craving something juicy and vibrant. Now let's move to raw broccoli. Another vegetable held up as a soup. Fernando, a 69-year-old retired engineer, was told he had pre-diabetes and started eating enormous salads with raw broccoli every day. Within 3 weeks, he was miserable, bloating, painful gas, and a distended stomach that kept him awake at night. His tests were all normal, but his gut was struggling. Why? Broccoli is loaded with tough fibers, raffinose, and cellulose compounds that are much harder to break down as our gut bacteria weaken with age. The result? Fermentation, gas, and sometimes even partial blockages. Raw broccoli also contains goitrogens, which interfere with thyroid function, and, since thyroid performance declines naturally with age, this adds another Fernando switched to steamed broccoli, 5 to 7 minutes of gentle cooking, and, within a week, his digestion normalized, and he even absorbed more nutrients. Steamed broccoli boosts the availability of sulforaphane, an antioxidant with cancer-fighting properties. If you want crunch without the gas, try raw cauliflower in small amounts or cooked hand-cooled Brussels sprouts. For broccoli's nutrients, steamed asparagus or broccoli sprouts are great digestible alternatives. Next is a vegetable praised for its cleansing properties, asparagus. Alberto, a 71-year-old accountant, was drinking green juices with asparagus and eating 6 to 8 spears daily. After a few months, he developed unbearable toe pain at night, classic gout. Asparagus is rich in purines, compounds the body converts to uric acid. A small serving won't harm most people, but regular high intake, especially when kidney function is diminished, can cause uric acid to build up in the joints. Alberto's kidneys couldn't clear it fast enough, leading to crystal formation in his toe joint. After removing asparagus from his routine, his uric acid levels dropped back to normal, and the pain disappeared. There's another risk too. Asparagus contains high levels of vitamin K, which can interfere with blood thinners like warfarin or rivaroxaban. Maria Elena, 74, nearly had a cardiovascular event when her anticoagulant stopped working. Her daily asparagus intake was the hidden problem. If you're managing gout or taking blood thinners, it's best to replace asparagus with cooked green beans, zucchini strips, or tender cooked chayote. And if you occasionally want asparagus, keep it to 2 or 3 spears once a week, always cooked and never in juices. Let's now look at one of the most underestimated irritants, radishes. Guadalupe, a retired teacher at 66, began eating 5 or 6 radishes daily after reading they could speed up metabolism. After 2 months, she developed severe heartburn and sharp stomach pain. An endoscopy revealed multiple ulcers. Why? Radishes contain strong glucosinolates, sulfur compounds that irritate the stomach lining, especially in older adults with reduced mucus production in the stomach. If you also take medications like aspirin or ibuprofen, the risk of ulcers rises dramatically. Radishes can even interfere with thyroid medications, reducing the absorption of levothyroxine by up to 30%. Jorge, a 69-year-old taking thyroid meds, unknowingly sabotaged his treatment with daily radish juices. His thyroid hormone levels began to fluctuate wildly until we pinpointed the radishes as the problem. Thankfully, both he and Guadalupe saw complete resolution after cutting them out. If you want that peppery crunch, try jicama, or baby carrots. For juices, cucumber is a wonderful substitute, or even a little cooked celery. Lastly, let's talk about the most controversial vegetable on this list, raw kale. Kale is everywhere in green juices, detox smoothies, salad bars. Raquel, a 68-year-old retired executive, followed the kale trend diligently for 8 months, blending 100 grams of raw kale into her daily smoothie. She eventually ended up in the hospital with internal bleeding, despite not taking any blood thinners. Her tests revealed toxic levels of vitamin K. Kale contains about 704 micrograms of vitamin K per 100 grams over 6 times the recommended daily intake. Excess vitamin K can cause clotting disorders and is especially dangerous if you take blood thinners. Beyond that, raw kale is packed with oxalates even more than spinach and goitrogens, both of which can harm kidneys and thyroid function. Its tough fibers also make digestion difficult. Raquel now only eats soft, steamed greens like butter, lettuce, or romaine. If you love kale, steam it for 10 minutes and limit intake to about 30 grams once a week. So, what's the real takeaway? It's not that these vegetables are inherently bad, they're not. But after 60, our bodies change in profound ways. Digestion slows, stomach acid declines, the liver and kidneys don't detoxify as well, and our gut microbiome shifts. Foods that were once healing can now become harmful if we don't adapt. The key isn't to give up nutritious foods, it's to modify how we prepare and portion them. Light cooking reduces irritants, softens fibers, lowers oxalate levels, and makes nutrients more bioavailable. Listen to your body. If you notice gas, bloating, fatigue after meals, unexplained joint pain, rising blood pressure, or changes in how your medications work, take a closer look at what you're eating. Try removing one of these vegetables for 2 to 3 weeks and notice the difference. You might be surprised how much better you feel. Remember, aging doesn't mean giving up on wellness. It means learning new ways to care for yourself intelligently. I'll leave you with a handy cheat sheet. Raw spinach. Try romaine or cooked chard. Raw celery. Use cucumber or zucchini. Tomatoes. Go for red peppers or cooked tomatoes. Raw broccoli. Lightly steam it or use cauliflower. Asparagus. Cooked green beans or chayote are safer. Radishes. Opt for jicama. Raw kale, butter lettuce, or cooked spinach is the way to go. If you found this helpful, give it a like and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to watch the next video on 5 powerful foods that boost digestion and energy after 60. It could help you feel 10 years younger. Your health is in your hands, and here at Dr. Alicia's MedTalk, we're here to help you feel your best at every age.